What's up y'all, my name is Jesse with Greatt Builds, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to build this mid-century modern side table. This build is probably one of the easiest beginner builds that you can take on, but the end result will make you look like a pro. To start off, I like to get all of my main cuts out of the way, that way I don't have to go back and forth to my miter saw. This side table can be pretty much as high or as low as you'd want it, as you're just stacking different sized boards on top of each other to your desired height. For my design, I had some leftover 2x12 pieces, so I decided to stagger 2x12s with some 1x8s and 1x12s to give it a more beefy abstract look. The cut list for my design consists of 12 1x8s cut at 7.5 inches, 8 1x12s cut at 11.5 inches, and 4 2x12s cut out at 11.5 inches, which I'll give a diagram of that shortly. If you're going for a more sleek look, I'd suggest just using 1x material to keep a consistent thickness throughout. And here is a quick cut list that you're welcome to screenshot for future reference. Once all the cuts are done, I grab my sander with 180 grit sandpaper and knock down any of the rough or splintering edges. You really only need to sand the faces of the base and the top board, as the rest of the boards will be sandwiched together. Mainly focus on sanding the surrounding edges to make sure all of that surface is smooth. Now that the sanding portions are all done, let's get to staining. As you can see, I'm contemplating why I chose to build this side table, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. The stain I chose was a dark walnut stain and poly. This part is probably one of the most tedious parts, but you don't necessarily need to stain each board entirely, as most of the boards will be covered by the next one. For the 1x8s, I decided to just stain the outside edges, as the face of each board will be covered completely. But if you feel like staining each board fully, it won't affect the build at all, so go right ahead. For the 1x12 and 2x12 boards, I decided to just stain the entire board fully, as it would take about the same amount of time or maybe even longer trying to stain just the parts that will be visible. I would highly suggest staining this side table prior to putting it together, as it will be very hard to get into all the small crevices with that stain. Now that all the stain's done, let's put this side table together. The pattern I chose was a 2x12 followed by two 1x12s with 1x8 boards sandwiched in between each board. To attach them, I used Titebond 2 wood glue and 5 to 7 brad nails on each layer. When attaching the boards, I didn't really measure to make it perfectly even, I just tried my best to line it up and it worked out pretty well. When stacking the boards, I made sure to keep all of the end grain sides lined up with each other to help keep a more uniform look in the end. Now just repeat the process until you're all out of boards and you're all done with your mid-century modern side table. Be sure to leave a comment in the video if you plan to make one of your own, and also don't forget to send some pictures to my Instagram. I really appreciate you watching this video, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and liking this video, as I will be uploading a lot more fun beginner DIY videos, as well as a bunch more reviews. Thanks again for watching, take care!